Hello everybody, how are you? How are you going? Hope you are doing all fine. Today, let's start with a little bit about the Java, okay? Java programming. In previous video, I have taught you about the how to run Java using command line prompt, okay? So installation and all the required things are done in previous video. You can watch it again. So today we are going to learn a little bit about the naming conventions and all the separators used in this Java along with other things, okay? Just like data types, variables, methods, something like that, okay? So I'll be following my article in Medium, okay? So you can go on this article and see for further informations also, okay? So if you want to learn in like if you want text typing of learning rather than watching videos, okay? So here we're going to learn a little bit about the separators, okay? What do you mean by separators? Okay? Separators are symbols and characters that are used to structure the Java program or code, okay? So let's begin with the example. So before beginning with the example, I'm using IntelliJ for this tutorial. So to download IntelliJ, you can simply just go and download IntelliJ, okay? Here inside the download section, there are two types of downloads. That will be like community edition, and that will be ultimate edition for all the operating system you are using, okay? For mine, that will be Windows, so I'll be using Windows and community edition because it is free, and I'm not doing the much anything so hi-fi. So it is okay for me to use community edition, okay? For learning purposes it is really good. So I'll be using this one, so you can download it. I have already downloaded it, so nothing too much to do. So just follow the wizard that will be displaying, and it will be done, okay? Nothing much to do. So that's it. I'll be going to inside the IntelliJ and just create a new project. Create your new project as your name, as your convention. I'll be writing just TYT. That will be mine. So I'm using Java programming language and IntelliJ as a build system, and this is my JDK version. Okay, so create it. So it will take a while to create, and it is done. Okay, nothing else to do with this. I don't want right now. Okay, so IntelliJ will create a code for you, generate a simple first time code for you, okay? So we'll be learning a lot from this. So let's just remove this all this comma, this having let's remove these ones, and let's remove these, okay? So the first thing in the separator, we are going to learn about the curly braces, okay? What do you mean by curly braces? Here, as you can see, we are using a lot of curly braces, okay? So if I am clicking on these curly braces, it is going to show me from where to where. That means it's going to give us the scope of the particular class or scope of the particular method, okay? Anything, this is a method, and if we are seeing just class before that, then this is a class, okay? So this is the scope of the class, this is the scope of the method, and as for now, this is the scope of this loop, okay? This for loop, okay? So don't worry a lot about those, so that won't be an issue, okay? Let's remove this for a while because you might get confused what to do with this. Just remember that these curly braces are used to define the scope of any particular method or particular loop or particular class, okay? So that's it. Let's remove this for now. So also curly braces are used to store data in an array. So what do you mean by array? So if let's first go with the variables. So this might give you some a little bit information about what variable is and what something like that. Okay, so let's move down into our code. So what do we mean by variables? Variable is just a container register data. Okay? Nothing much. What do you mean by variable then? A variable is something like a container. So this is like a bucket, or let's say glass. Okay, glass is a container. So in this container we are going to put some data. That means we are going to put some water, and water is the value. Or we are going to put juice inside the glass, so that is also a value. Okay, so glass is a container, so container is a variable, and inside we are inputting the values of different types. Okay, so that is be like water, juice, or let's say uh, wine. Okay, something like this. Also we can say, we are going to say like mud. We are going to hold mud inside a glass. Okay, so that will mean anything like that. So this is like a glass is a container. Any data, any information could be hold inside this container. Okay, so anything can be held inside that. But in Java it is a typed language, so it does not allow us to give any data inside this class, inside the container. So that means we should first label the class. Okay, this is going glass is going to hold water, or this glass is going to hold juice, or this glass is going to hold wine. Okay, or mud. Okay, so we are going to make it typed. So that means like if my glass is going to hold water, so I'll say water, and then that will be like glass is equals to, if new water, that means I'm going to hold clear water now. Okay, something like this. So if I want to hold juice, then I will say juice, and that will be this will be a glass. So what juice I'm going to hold is like mango juice. Okay, so I'm just going to say that this is going to hold juice. So any juice of this type can be, any juice can be hold inside this glass. So it is like giving a label to a container. Okay, so in Java also here we should give label to the containers. That means label to the variables. So what should be the labels? So that will be like, we do have int, and we do have double, or let's say float. Also we do have boolean. Also we do have this, something like this, and inside this integers. So it is going to hold integer data. Okay, and double and float, it is going to hold decimal values. That will like 10.1, and this is going to 20.9. Okay, so these are like, it is going to hold the decimal values, and integer is going to hold us whole digit like 1, 2, 3, 10, 20, something like this. Okay, so here integers, there are some other also like byte, short, int, long. These are going to hold integer data types, and double or float is going to hold decimal data type, and boolean is going to hold either true or false. And we do have another one, that one is called character, char character, that is going to hold a single alphabet, just like A, B, or Unicode. Okay, or it is going to hold Unicode. So these are the data types we are going to label. But this is like giving this water, and this like juice. These are like primitive data types. So primitive data type means something that data types that are provided by Java in its core value. Okay, core state. So these are all provided by Java. So but later if we want to create our own label, like if I want to make a class which is going to hold like mineral water, or let's say spring water only, hot water only, hot water only. So if I want to make something like this, that means I'm going to make it like a referenced type, means I'm going to make it like my own type. So these types of data types are called reference data types. Reference data types can be of any length, anything. So that means I can also make the reference data type of this main class. Okay, so any name of the class can hold the reference data type, like chair, bench, or say hot water, cold water, lemon water. So anything that is made by me, it's going to be like reference data types. Okay, so I have given a lot of information about that in my code under this data types. Okay, here you can see primitive data types, that will be like numeric values will be hold by byte, character, int, long, and something like decimal will be like float, double, and character is also going to hold Unicode, so it can be under the numeric data type. Okay, so non-numeric will be like boolean, true or false, that's it. And other non-primitive data types, that will be like any of the class name. Okay, or where we will be using this string data type that is provided by Java. Okay? So this is this is not the primitive data type, it is a reference data type. Means Java is making any string class. So just like the main class, it is making any class name string. So we are using referencing that string class. Okay, so for any further information you can use this chart. Okay, so that will be easy for you to understand. So why am I using this? Because Java is a typed language. That means I should first label the container what it is going to hold. Just like if I going to hold numbers, so I'm going to, if my numbers are whole numbers, then I'm going to use integer or short or long, something like that. Okay, if they are whole numbers, so I'm using int for now. Don't worry about it, just go with the flow. Int, and that will be number. So if I'm using int but I'm providing name. Okay, so the Java will already give an error. So it's a required type is int, and I have provided string data type. So I have to provide integer data type, that is like 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. So I cannot make multiple data type in a single variable. Okay, unless it is a array type. Okay, so I'm going to hold 10. Also sort is also going to hold number 10, but as you can see, this is giving me an error. What is the error? So variable number is already defined. So as you know, we cannot use the same variable name even if the data type is different. Okay, so let's make this number 2. Okay, let's say if I have boolean number to true. So as you know, int, sort, byte, they are holding the same data type integer, but boolean is holding true or false. Even if the data type is of different type, that is non-numeric, we cannot use the same name. Okay, so I have to change this name to true or false. Okay, so it is going to hold either true or it is going to hold either false. Okay, so why we are using so many data types and for holding the same type of data. So that is because of the size. Okay, every a different data type is going to hold a different size. Okay, so for that I have given you a simple table here. You can see what are the types size it is going to hold. Just like for byte, it is going to hold only a 1 byte. Okay, for short it is going to hold 2 bytes. Okay, and integer it is going to hold 4 byte. So it is because along with this bytes, it is going to hold a certain range of data. So you can check that in the official website too, website of the Java too. But you will learn a lot on while going on. Okay, so don't worry about this. So for now we are going to use integer, and we're going to use double and character and boolean. Okay, so if I want to hold a data of any alphabet, so I'll use character alphabet. So for character to hold data, I am going to use a single quotation mark. Okay, single quotation mark, and then going to use B. Okay, C, A, anything. Okay, I can write anything inside this single quotation. Okay, it is going to hold a single letter, not C, A, B, not something like that. Okay, so to hold a lot of alphabets, we are going to use a class or reference data type that will be string. Okay, string, and that will be like name. So I'm going to hold name. So for the string data type, I have to write something in double quotation. Okay, double quotation, not a single quotation. That will be double quotation. So inside this I am going to insert my name. Okay, so this is the reference data. Okay, are you clear about this? If not, then let's again rewatch the video, then you will learn about this. Okay, or you can also watch this article for further information. Okay, now let's move on to methods. Okay, what do my methods? Methods are a combination of codes. Okay, so combination of code to do a similar thing. Like if I say public static void addition. Okay, what will you understand about the addition? So the thing will be like, okay, it will just sum up the numbers. Okay, so let's say integer number 1 is equals to 10, integer number 2 is equals to 20. Then as for the name of the method, I am going to say it will give 30. Okay, so it will be like integer sum is equals to 30, something like this. No, it is going to add numbers like number 1 plus number 2. Okay, so to give the output, I should write system dot out dot print ln. Okay, so that will be like sum. Let's run this, but it will not give us any output. Okay, so here is nothing. Why? Because we have just created only the method, but we haven't called the method. So in Java, everything starts from this main method. Okay, how to identify a method? So if we are using the names such as variables, but there is a parenthesis beside those names, then it is a method. The small brackets. Okay, these are parentheses. If you see parenthesis, then this is method. So why we use parentheses? These parentheses are used to call parameters. For now, let's just call this addition. Okay, we have just made that is like you have a friend far away. You know that he's your friend, but if you don't call him, then will he answer you? No. So same thing is like this main method is like you, and you haven't called your friend addition. So to call your friend, we will simply write. So as you know, we should be inside the scope. Okay, so if we do something like outside of this scope, that will be like in that of the class. Okay, so we have to do inside the scope of this main method. Okay, so I'm going to call addition method. Okay, so to call the addition method, I am going to write the name of the method and the parenthesis. Okay, and then semicolon. Okay, so let's run this. So what is the answer? That will be 30, because 20 plus 10 is 30. So why are we using this parenthesis? Does this have any work? Yes, it do have work. Okay, because right now I'm saying that num1 and num2 should be printed, but I just wanted the num1 and num2 be anything different. Okay, so something like if I am doing like, let's call addition again. Okay, so what is method? The method is a combination of anything that work for a single output. Okay, so if I can reuse the methods too, so I am calling this addition second time. Okay, so let's run again. So what will be the output? That will be 30 and 30, because we have used num and num2 inside this. But if I want different numbers to be added, so I will use parameters. So what do my parameters? Parameters is some condition to be passed to call the method. That means method is going to ask you for something and you should provide it. Okay, parameters are if methods are asking you, if methods are asking you, that is known as parameters. Okay, so let's say I'm going to write integer num1 and integer num2. Okay, so let's remove this from this inside, because as I have already told you, we cannot use same name inside a same scope. Okay, okay, so in num1 and num2. Okay, it is going to save the data, but as you can see, here is error because we haven't passed any data. So when we pass data to the method, that is called arguments. Okay, here addition is a method and it is asking for two data, that is num1 and num2. So to pass the data, I have to just write 1 comma 2. Okay, because it is asking for two data, I should pass two data. Okay, in same order. Okay, one will be num1 and two will be num2. And here also I'm going to add 10 and 20. Okay, let's print again. As before it was 30 and 30, right now it is 3 and 30, because we have passed data in the form of parameters and arguments. So each time if we use this addition method but with a different data type, it is going to add those numbers and print those numbers. Okay, so this is the power of using methods, because it is reusable. Okay, so we have learned about methods. Now let's learn a little about naming conventions, that means identifiers. Okay, what do I mean naming conventions? So naming conventions are conventions to name the variable, the method, or the class. Okay, so simply we are using camel casing in this Java. Okay, that will be camel casing. What do I mean by camel casing? For naming convention, we are using camel casing. As you know, they are like camels have a hump like this. Okay, they have a straight path and then hump, then a straight path, then hump. So this is like that. So same case we are using in Java. That means like we are going for a small letters and then going for a big capital hump, and then again a small letter, again hump, and again small letter. So we are using camel casing in Java. Okay, so as you know, addition is a method. So if let's say public static void, I am creating a addition method which adds three numbers. So I will say add three numbers. So as you can see here, I am using a, the first letter of the first words will be small, and then the adjoining letter 3, T is capital, hump, and then again the numbers that will be, n will be capital and other will be small. This is called camel casing. Okay, so this is lower camel casing. We use lower camel casing, that means small starting letter small, then the adjoining letters will be, first letters will be capital. We use lower camel casing for name of the methods or name of the variables. Okay, but we use upper camel casing, that means the first letter of the first words will be capital. So that means main, if I say main class. Okay, so this is naming convention for the class name of the class name in Java. So that will be upper camel casing, that means first letter also should be, first letter of the first words will be capital, then small letters, then also the adjoining letters should be capital, and the first letter should be capital, then all smalls. Okay, so this is the naming convention for class names. Okay, so upper camel case is for classes and lower camel case is for variables and methods. Okay, that's it. Nothing much to know about this, but there are some rules to be followed. Okay, must, there should be must thing. That means identifiers cannot start with letters, digits. Okay, and we cannot use spaces. Also we cannot use symbols except dollars and underscores, and also we cannot use without keywords. Okay, so let's start with this digit. Okay, let's go, let's make in string. Okay, string name is equals to hello. Okay, so it's all right because we are not using anything and the naming convention is already followed. So let's say naming convention. Okay, so as for the naming convention, we cannot use digit to start the name of the identifiers. Okay, so we cannot use one in front, so it is giving me error. Okay, so we can use this one, anything in the middle after first letter or at the end, it will not give any error. Okay, it will not give any error. Okay, but when we use this in the first of the identifiers, then it will give us error. So we cannot use start our identifier name with digits. Okay, also we cannot use space between, space in a naming convention. So this will also give an error because it will only learn that this string and naming is the string data type, not this convention. This convention is something else, so we cannot use space. Okay, also we cannot use any other symbols like asterisk or modulus. We cannot use any symbols, but we can use dollars or we can use underscores. Okay, so we cannot use any other special characters except for dollar and underscore. Okay, so that is the naming convention. And also we cannot use keywords. What do the keywords? So keywords are the reserved words used by Java. That means, hey, that is my word, don't touch those. So what are the keywords? That means something like this main, this public, this static. These are all the keywords of Java. Just like let's say string, I'm going to use like public. Okay, public, sorry, this main is a method name, that don't worry about that. But that like public static and voids, integers. We cannot use something like that. I'm giving data. Okay. So as even if you use something like that, it will say give an error because it is not an that is a lot. But the main thing reason is this public, because we are using result keyword. Okay, if we use anything other than this public, there won't be any error. So we cannot use result keywords of Java. So for the further information, you can go to this official website of Java and you can see these keywords, or you, after a certain working, you will know a lot about these keywords and you will simply don't use this. Okay, so these are the must thing in Java. So which is, there are some should to be followed, that means conventions will be followed. Okay, so conventions are, we use upper camel case and lower camel case, so that won't be an issue because we have already learned about those. And that is iris identifiers are case sensitive. Okay, this is also you should know. Okay, case sensitive, what do you mean by case sensitive? Okay, string case is equals to case 1. Oh, sorry, case is a keyword. Case. Okay, string case 2. Okay, hey, what are you teaching us? In previously you said we could not use same names, but right now you are using same names and it's not giving error. Okay, so if you look closely, this s is small over here and this s is capital over here. So if I use small s, then it will give me an error. Okay, so the Java is case sensitive, that means it will want exact the name. If that is a small camel case, it will say that is different one. So if I print out dot print ln, okay, case and system dot print ln case capital S. Okay, so this will give a different thing, just like case 1 is for case and case 3 is for case. Okay, if I use capital letter over here, then it will say case 3 3. Okay, so this means all these names say that even if a single letter is of different case, that means lower or upper case, then it is different thing in Java. So Java is case sensitive. Okay, so we learn a lot about those identifiers, data types, variables, how to do methods. So let's follow with some of the separators. Okay, so here curly braces, as I have already told you, curly braces are used to define the scope. So this curly braces say main method is from here to here, and this curly braces say, oh, the class main is from here to here. And if I say this, then oh, this addition method is from here to here. So the work of these curly braces are to define the scope. And another thing is, when we create some array is a combination of similar data types. Okay, so just like say if I want to create a string, let's say single name. Okay, is equals to Ramesh, Harry, Dino. Okay, so if I want to create these names, so all these data are read as single data. Okay, all these data are known as single data. That means if I print this single name, let's say for loop. Okay, for loop, just turn to go with this. Okay, let's print this. Okay, out dot print ln single name. Okay, so it will print all this name as single data. So Ramesh, Harry, Dino. Okay, but if I want to store this Ramesh, this Harry, this Dino in a different data, then I should have to use string single name 1 is equals to Ramesh, string I'm feeling lousy with this only single name 2 is equals to Harry, string single name 3 is equals to Dino. Let's comment this out. Okay. Nothing. Oh, as you know, lots of things have gone out, so I have commented those. Okay, comment means I am saying this is my thing, don't touch this. Okay, Java, this is my things. I just wanted those to be in the codes to know what my code are doing, so please don't toss those. Okay, don't compile those. That can be, I can write anything garbage over here. This is my garbage, so don't touch my garbage. Okay, so comments are used to say learn about the codes work of this code. Okay, so if I want to say this, like, what is the work of this method? So the work of this method is addition. Okay, addition method is going to take two parameters and print the sum. This is the work of the method. Even if I close this, and even if I don't look inside this addition method, I can simply see, oh, the addition method is going to take two parameters. Okay, this is going to take two parameters and print the sum. So I can easily use this method. So comments are used to leave something behind for the other developers to know about your code. Okay, it is a really good convention to leave comments. Okay, because it will make the other developer easy to adapt in your code. So this is a single line comment that will be like double slashes, and another is a multi-line comment that is slash double asterisk and then in with slash and asterisk and slash. Okay, so multi-line comment. So what is the difference? As you know, there is a difference in the name also. Okay, multi-line comment means you can just do it in multiple lines. multilineco. Okay, but you cannot use single line comment to do something like these comments. Okay, so single line comment means only in the single line. So if we go to the next line, so it is going to give us an error because it is saying this is not an comment, this is going to be in code. So single line comments means in the single line, and multi-line comments means in a multi-line. These are the syntax. Okay, for single line that will be double slashes, multi-line that will be slash double asterisk and then asterisk and slash. Okay, so anything inside these things can be multi-line comments, nothing to worry. So where were we were in these things. So when I wanted to store the data in different names, I have to write Ramesh, Harry, Dino, let's say Seri, okay, something like that. Then so to solve this problem, we are going to use array. So that means I want to store all these names in a single variable, then I will going to use string. So array will be defined with big brackets. Okay, so we should write this big brackets. Okay, is equals to array, let's say multi names is equals to, so curly braces are used to hold values in a array. Okay, so that will be like cherry, airy, dino. Okay, something like this. We can store all this data in a single variable while using array. Okay, so these curly braces are also used to hold data in arrays. Okay, so next will be parentheses. Parentheses are, I have already told you, they are the these small brackets after methods. Then it is used to ask for parameters, or it is used to provide arguments. Okay, so it is also used for typecasting. That means changing the type of the data types, like changing the, if I am using a water glass, but I wanted to pour the juice. So I'm saying that let's say in the juice glass I want to pour water. So I'm saying this is juice without any flavors. Okay, so that is like typecasting. That means changing the value of the value to input in that container, in that variable. Okay. Okay, let's go. Another will be big brackets. Big brackets are used for arrays, so just don't worry about this. We will learn a lot about those in fusion. Just know that the bracket is also a separator. Okay, another is semicolon. Semicolon is used for separating the statements, like when I am saying that my number is equals to 10, that means I am ending this over here. If I don't say, then the Java is saying, hey, do you have to add something? That means, is it your value 10? Is it 101? Or is it 102? So no, it is 10, so I'm going to end here. So I'm using semicolons. Okay, after every statement, as you can see. Okay, that's it. So another will be comma. Comma is going to use to hold data in an array, different datas over here, just like cherry, array. Okay, another is when we are saying, like we are saying classes. Okay, so let's say class 1, class 2, and class 3. So all of these are classes are going to be of type class. So I can say this is a type class, that will be class 1, class 2, and class 3. Okay, so same case in Java, we are going to say like integers. My integer num3, num4, and num5. So I'm saying that all these num3, num4, and num5 are of type what? Integer. So to avoid using multiple lines like in num4, I'm using comma to separate, comma to give idea that this num4 and num5 are same data type, that is integer. Okay, so another will be period. So period will be used for something like accessing methods of different classes. So this might be a little bit confusing for you, so just learn that period is used for accessing methods, okay, variables from another classes. Okay, we have already done comments. So another will be indentation. Indentation is nothing much. Okay, you will learn a lot easily. So here, so you can easily understand what is going on here. So there is a method addition, and it is going to it is asking for two parameters, and the sum, there is a variable called sum, which is going to add these two numbers and then printing it. But if I do something like this, oh, so what is this? I could not understand easily. So indentation is nothing much. It is like spacing given to make the code readable. Okay, So it is just the spacing given by Java to make the code readable. That's it. Nothing much of the indentation. Okay. So don't worry about this. So indentation is just for a better readable code. Okay. That's it. Just see anything that you wanted to learn, you can just easily walk through this article also for a better understanding, and I'll be adding further more videos on the topic. So just enjoy coding till then. We'll meet again. Okay, bye bye.